Yo, what's up guys? Turn Green Go Ham here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Dark Souls Remastered OP early walkthrough. So guys, we're down in Ash Lake. From here, we've got a Hydra to take care of, Everlasting Dragon to meet. We are in an area that resembles what the world was like before Gwyn and before the Age of Fire. Giant crags, an unformed world. So we're down here to get our next to last covenant. We've picked up every covenant along the way. The only one we haven't pledged to is Warriors of Sunlight, which will take some online play to achieve due to our faith requirement, or our faith stat. But here we'll get our next to last covenant, as well as a really awesome strength weapon. But anyway, guys, let's get started with the area. Later on, now that we've sent Siegmeyer on his way, later on we will find Sieglund in the archives, and that's actually why I came down here first, to move Siegmeyer along his quest, because we'll come across Sieglund, his daughter, in the Grand Archives, and then once we complete her quest, she'll be down here. And this is where we'll get our ultimate reward for the quest. Anyway, let's get started with the area. Be careful around the edges. It'll look like you can walk all the way to the end in some areas, but the ground will slope so much that it'll just throw you right off. These peaks are very sheer. So if I were to kind of go over the edge of that, it would just throw me right down, as you can see, sliding around. So the first thing we need to do is we need to come over here and take care of this Hydra. You'll see I put on a great shield just for this. It's going to have it's the Eagle shield. It's got higher stability than our heater shield at a decently low weight cost. So we're going to get down here and we're going to treat it just like the one in the Darkroot Basin. Now you notice I'm wearing the Dark set, as well as I've got the Dark Sword leveled up to plus 14. I felt like the set was kind of fitting for the soundtrack down in this area. Not to mention, I just really like the set, really like the weapon. This Dark Sword is most definitely a quality weapon. And we're just going to sit here and we're going to take shots at the Hydra every time he pops his head in. You know the drill. This shield is a 95% shield, so we can do this all day. This one, due to the fact that we're doing more damage nowadays, we will probably have this Hydra dead before we chop off all the heads. And do be mindful here of the edge. You can fall in, just like in Darkroot Basin. And also make sure you're far enough forward, otherwise the Hydra will back up and spit at you. There's one head. There's another head. As you can see, though, the health bar is going down very dramatically with each head. And that's just because we're doing a lot of damage. Didn't think I was going to get a hit there for a second. Just like the one in the basin, you are going to have to do quite a bit of moving around to get to the final heads. There's another one. As you can see, he's over half dead already. And just another one or two, possibly, ought to take care of him. Where are you going there, buddy? Nope, too far away. And this is where it becomes a chore, because there's not as many heads. At least this one tends to throw its head down in different random patterns, versus the other one is a very static pattern. You get the head in the same place every time. We won't chase this time. They're just all too far out of reach. And once again, going back to the same places. Okay, so it seems like he wants to put his head in a certain place, so we'll run over, get a hit, and we'll kind of move him over to the side here. Maybe we'll get a different pattern if we move him around a little bit. There we go. That ought to change it up a little bit. And it did. Where are you going, buddy? Just to let you know, this Hydra can actually jump to the other side as well. That's something the other Hydra wouldn't do. It just has the one pool. But if you go across the other side here, you can actually get it to jump over to the other side. I don't advise it, as the ground over there is much more difficult to keep footing on. There's a lot more of a slant to the beach over there. So this is definitely the best side to tackle him from. Nope. He's going to go back up too fast. This is really the toughest part, is when you get down to the last head, or heads. Don't want to walk too far forward there. And that'll do it. Hydra down. As always, once again, we get us a dragon scale. Should we get 2 this time? There is an item to pick up over here before we continue on our way. And I'm also going to switch out my shield to something that is smaller. We may actually switch weapons as well. These enemies we're coming up against, they really do well if you can pancake them. So I think what I'll do is go back to the Zweihander. There we go. Two-hand that big boy. Don't forget the running R1 is a nice overhead slam, and that will pancake. Up in this log up here, we're going to have an item. Pick it up on the way through. All of these clams that we're about to take out, they can drop Titanite, and they can also drop purging stones. So if you need some purging stones, if you're doing a lot of hyper builds and you burn through purging stones due to curses, good place to come farm them up. Get our dragon scale there. And actually, let's go back out the other side. I really hate this beach. There's our first customer. And just like that, pancake them down, finish them off. That's going to make this area very easy for you. When they open up, come get your purging stone. Pancake it down, finish it off. And there we go, Twinkling Titanite, our first Titanite. This is pretty interesting. It's a weird skull, right? It's not quite a dragon. It's got human characteristics, but it has dragon type teeth and horns. So I always thought this was pretty interesting. What they were, I'm just wondering what they're trying to say with it. Once again, this side very steep. There is a bit of a landing here. And this is kind of where you would fight the Hydra if the Hydra were to cross sides here. But as you can see, with this steep cliff so close to the water, I really do recommend you fighting on the side that we fought him on. We're going to go this way. And this item is iffy. Carefully approach this. You very much can fall off right there. Grab your other Titanite scale, or excuse me, dragon scale. And now we're going to go into a big tree. There is a front entrance and a rear entrance. The rear entrance is way better. That's the front entrance. I would not mess with that. We're going to go around. You'll find a basilisk up here on this route as we head our way in. I like to sneak up on it. Watch the tree root geometry there. It will really mess with your camera. Take care of this guy. And you can go in here. However, what we want to do is get the basilisk off of us. There we go. And this is tricky. This is very tricky. You want to gently, easily slide right down in here. Man, those camera angles are really, really messing with us. And the reason you want to go this way to this item right here. Great Magic Barrier. Down here, we've got a couple of basilisks. We'll also have one of our big mushroom boys. I could have swore there were two, but I guess there's only one. But this was the only item for us to grab in here. As you can see, they're going out that side because that tree branch wraps around, so they're just trying to get to where we are. And it looks like the two basilisks fell to their death. I want to see if the mushroom will do the same thing. I'm just curious. Nope, he's stuck in the door. Okay. So from here, we're going to head on. We've got a few more of the big clams to deal with. And then we're going to be introduced to an everlasting dragon. Now, I don't know if the kite dragon on the bridge in Undead Parish, I don't know if that's considered an everlasting dragon. What I do know is the one here is an everlasting dragon. I know Seath was not originally an everlasting dragon, but after Gwen gave him the archives and allowed him to do research, he was able to find a way to come up with immortality, but it did indeed make him go crazy. So Seath is not what he once was. If he was, I believe he probably wouldn't fight us, since you know, we're technically here to link the fire for Gwen, and Seath was on the side of Gwen during the war. So Seath was the one that betrayed his own kind. He stole the item that allows dragons to have everlasting life, but his proximity to it and all of the knowledge he's gained in the archives have driven him crazy. So we will get around to that. We'll probably, archives will be the next place we go. That way we can meet with Sieglinde and get her quest going. You can hear some splashing around down there. I've always thought that was interesting. There's nothing down there. There's nothing alive here. But you can always hear the water kind of sloshing around. And right here is our everlasting dragon. and he is a covenant. This bonfire, once you rest here, is actually warpable. And we'll be using it to get back and talk to Sieglund later on. But we'll go ahead and join our last covenant here. Well, next to last. We get the dragon headstone, dragon eye, and you can offer dragon scales here. Now, when offering your dragon scales here, there are a couple of items that you can get. Well, we already got one. We got the dragon eye and dragon headstone. The other item you can get is the dragon torso stone, and you can get that with 30 dragon scales. I will come back and get it later. I'll have to do some farming for dragon scales in the Valley of Drakes. And I'm going to do that anyway because I want to, you know, upgrade some of the dragon weapons just to show them off, show the damage. They don't scale, but they are very powerful in their own right. For a first-time playthrough, I think in New Game Plus and beyond, the standard weapons will outperform them due to scaling and buffing and things of that nature. But every rank that you move up here, you gain increased damage from the flame that comes out of the dragon headstone. And then the dragon torso stone has a roar on it, and it increases the range and the attack buff that comes from it. So the ultimate goal, if you're PvPing and want to use the dragon stuff, is to come here and get rank 3 at 80 dragon scales, which will increase the fire damage the most from the headstone, and from the torso stone the attack buff goes up to 35% versus the base I think is 27.5 maybe. But anyway guys, that's this covenant. Before we leave though, we're gonna walk around back and we're gonna do something that you would think is sacrilegious to a covenant, but I swear he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind at all. We're just going to come back here and we're going to take his tail, and that's the dragon greatsword. And this really is a fantastic weapon. Let's take a look at it real quick. So we obviously can't use it. We don't have 50 strength, but for a strength build, this thing just absolutely destroys. I want to put it on. Yep, unable to weld. I'm well aware. But basically it's your, like if you look at it, it reminds you of Fu Molter Greatsword and the Dragon Bone Smasher from Demon Souls. So this game's version of that sword. We can only get generic swings because we don't meet the requirements. Once we hit 40 strength, I'll at least show you, or I guess 35 is where we need to be. But I'll at least show you the two-hand moveset so that you can see it. But it really is a fantastic weapon. Go ahead and switch back to the Zweihander. And we're going to go ahead and warp on out of here. Now, in a previous video, I added a little entry about Rhea of Thorland, and you can see Chunky Boy here. He's standing here like he hasn't done anything wrong. But because I killed extra bosses instead of going to see Rhea, up here we'll find that she has been murdered, and she was indeed murdered by Chunky Boy back there. But I did put the entry in front of the video that is after Nito, because her trigger to die is for you to kill 2 bosses, and Nito counts as 1. Otherwise, you will find her right here where you can buy the miracles. But definitely, you know, if you're watching this in advance, make sure you come back at the point where I did the intro for the video. I need to come here and pick up my humanity and pendant. And really, guys, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get us to the archives because we've got a little time left. for this episode. So we'll get to the archives and get that first bonfire. And then in the next episode, we will do the archives properly. Let's go ahead and warp. We can still warp to our Anor Londo bonfire, even though the Flamekeeper is no more. We have killed her and took her Flamekeeper soul. You can always warp in, you just can't warp out. So go to the regular Anor Londo. As you can see, no bonfire. That's okay. We're headed straight towards a new bonfire. We are in Dark Anor Londo, so we're not going to see the giants that we normally do. It's right up here, and I showed you back when we first came to Anor Londo that this was not so much a dead end, but just a place we couldn't go yet. But since we got the Lord Vessel, man, it's dark. But since we got the Lord Vessel, now we can come up here. And we're going to have a couple of boars. Now, the boar back in Undead Parish, we could have butt stabbed. I call it a butt stab instead of a back stab. We got to run, and he won't go past the end of this hallway. But since we can't butt stab this guy, he doesn't like fire, so we'll torch him with some fireballs here. As you can see, he's got a hard stop right at the end of this hallway. I'll take care of him, and if we're lucky, I'm hoping one of these guys will drop us the Fanged Boarhelm. Do I have... No, I don't. Put this covetous gold ring on, and hopefully the next one will drop us the Fanged Boarhelm. It is a fantastic helm. I love rocking it with something kind of primitive looking, like a leather set or some kind of barbarian look. So if we get it to drop, I will definitely wear it. You only get 3 chances at that drop, though. The one back in Undead Parish, and these 2 right here. So at least we did hit him. Oh, no, it didn't register. Alright, let's get ready to do battle then. And he's going to come in here charging hard. And he will do a kick from behind, so we're going to kind of hide here and get a heal in. Oh, man, he is just wrecking us. With his little circle runs, yep. What a shame, guys. I can't believe I missed him with the first fireball. That's the whole reason I bring that Great Chaos Fireball here. I'll meet you right back at this guy. Okay, guys, so as you can see, we're back here. I will show you the easy way to take care of him if you make the mistake I did of dying in the room. But first, we want to run and grab our souls and our humanity, because I want the maximum chance at getting his Fanged Boarhelm. So we're just going to run right by him. Grab our souls, and then really quickly run all the way up here. And he will stop, go back down the stairs, and you can come up here, get you a chunk in, and actually just finish him off. But what you can do if he turns around too fast is you can go up here, he'll chase you back, and then he'll turn around and go back downstairs. So that's how you make him easy. And there we go. We got the Fanged Boarhelm. I'm telling you guys, best helm in the game. There it is. So the way I like to rock it is I'll wear something like, oh, I don't know. Let's go. Now let's go with the Brigand armor. And something kind of simplistic for the legs. Let's do, I did get a hollow soldier waistcloth. Let's do that. That's what I'm talking about. Boar man. I really do love this helm. Anyway, guys, we'll go ahead and light our bonfire here. I'm going to pop one humanity because I messed up. As you can see, we're stacking up that humanity again, so no worries if you didn't get your covenants done. You can still go back and do them. And we'll reverse our hollowing here. We'll look a lot better than this pruned up peachy thing. And there we go. In the next episode, Boreman takes on the archives. So guys, if you're enjoying the series, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit me up in the comments section down below. Till the next video, guys, thanks for watching.